viewers, welcome to Strategic Darshan. Today we are going to talk about the Group 20, that is the G20 summit that is going to take place soon. G20 is the most relevant and independent global forum of the 21st century. It is very important and is taking place on the 15th and 16th of November in Bali, Indonesia. India will be getting the G20 presidency for the year 2023. So today we are going to strategically analyze and discuss as to why and how this summit can shape the new world order. Viewers, we are going to discuss and analyze this video in three parts. In the first part, we will discuss how and why G20, the most relevant and important forum of the 21st century. In the second part, we are going to discuss its meeting on 15th and 16th November at Bali, Indonesia. And in the third part, we will be discussing the presidency of India for the year 2023 and how this will shape the world order. For this, today we have with us General K.K. Sinha.
Jai Hind, Khushbu. In part one of this, when we are strategically analyzing the, importance and the relevance of G20, especially in 21st century. See, G20 came up in 1999, 1 year before the millennium started, of 21st century. And after that, what has happened in 22 years, everyone remembers. It started with 9/11, and thereafter the things are going on, and the world is going through a very, very difficult phase. So it has survived, and it has proved to be one of the why it is very important and relevant today, and the most important grouping for the complete globe. When it came up, in 1999, it set its goal. It is for the global economic forum. It is for the financial stability and issues like climate change, which is very important for 21st century, and sustainable development. And the goal has been set for the sustainable development goal for this millennium. So it has basically come, and it has in last 20-22 years, it has proved to be the most important forum where there is the participation of the whole globe in this, in which 85% of the global GDP is there in this, when as a forum. 76% of the total global trade, it is by this G20. It has got 67% of the world populations. You see, when we say that is 19 countries plus one European Union, over and above, it has got, which are, the people who are left around when we say, because there are many countries in the world, as a permanent guest, it has got Spain, then, African Union, of the complete Africa, and also ASEAN, which is grouping of 10 nations, basically in Indo-Pacific. And it is also the UN attends, as it becomes a permanent guest in there, and forum like, an organization like World Bank. To understand, it is very important to have, to understand what is the G7, Group 7, which came in 1973 with the design. Basically, that time it came as an intergovernmental political forum. Political, understand, political, underscore political. But G20 is the global economic forum. It is economic forum, and that is what the major difference is. When the G7 came up, it was the 7 countries, as you know, that time at the top global, what the economy was there. United States of America, Canada, France, Germany, United Kingdom, Italy, and Japan. And their global ranking were very, very high. Over a period of time, number of countries, including like China, has come to the number 2 position. India has, even gone ahead of United Kingdom. It has come and become the, on 5th, global ranking. And, it was a very, very small participation of the world population in G7. But They were deciding the world order. They were deciding how the whole world will politically move, and that's why all those things, when we say the inner polarity, from bipolar to, and it came down to in 1991 as a unipolar, and then the very hegemonic behavior, the way it was going on, and beauty of this, that G7, all members of the G7 are there in this, over and above. They have included the European Union because it has come up. And as I told you that, everyone, is there in this. And it is proving to be, especially when, the summit is going to take place in Bali, in Indonesia, where the world focus is there, because even the world is thinking that we are going through the churning, and there is a major disturbance which has taken place in the first 2 decades of this millennium, where it looks like that the world is absolutely coming to a fringe, where there is a nuclear threat. The world is going to, people are talking about the world is going to be actually finished if the nuclear war starts. During that time, when it is happening in Bali, it has its relevance, and presidency is coming to India. Everyone is looking towards the India, because the presidency is going to come in 2023, and it is going to in which way it is going to shape up and the world order. Is it from that unipolar or bipolar or hegemonic world? It will move to the multipolarity, with the strategic autonomy of everyone to grow, do economically well without any hegemonic behavior. Will be able to shape it. It will be very interesting to see. Let's very quickly see and understand the same thing which I am explaining, which is behind me, which is flashing, to understand this thing on the map. So let's see on the map now the same thing which we have explained it. G20, 19 current place plus the European Union. When we see the American continent, the American United States of America, Canada, and Latin American countries, the South American countries, including Mexico, Brazil, and Argentina. And here see the ranking. This is the Argentina is 31st in ranking, Brazil in 12. As the Mexico is 15th in the economic ranking of the world. United States of America number 1, and Canada is number 9. When we see basically transatlantic into Europe, it has got major thing that all the important countries, including European Union, is there. United Kingdom is there, Germany, France, Spain is the permanent guest which is being invited. It has got Italy. And then we have got, basically when we see the West Asia, have got 2 members, Turkey and Saudi Arabia, country like Iran, and it is not there. In African continent, we see only in the South African, and that also is, economic ranking is 34. It's there, but it is being represented by African Union. So it's there. As for the Russia is concerned, it is there. China, which is number 2 economy. India is now 5th economy of the world. It has got population 1.5, and this has got population 1.4. The major people over here, and the way you see Japan, South Korea, Indonesia, where the Bali, this meeting is going to take place, and Australia. And there are a lot of scopes are there, where everyone can be, included. Now, of course, I have explained it, 85% of global GDP, 76% of global trade, and 67% of world population. So this is very important, and I explained it how G7 versus G20 and why it is so important, and it has got potential that it can bring a very, very stable world order.
Thank you, General Sinha, for your in-depth analysis. Viewers, if you've enjoyed this video and wish to see more such videos, click on the subscribe button given below.